National's Weather Center, meteorologist Stephen Nehrenz.
Of course, we're well aware of that around here and the controlled burns that a lot of our crews do that are very, helpful, beneficial when we get into wildfire seasons around here. Of course, drought is something we always monitor with that, right? And as you know, it's been kind of a mixed bag. Some areas have been drought-free for a while, and others have been under major drought for a while. The latest drought monitor released, and where it's been extreme to exceptional drought for a while, that unfortunately hasn't been changing in Osage County, Washington County, up into southeast Kansas. We've actually seen some drought conditions expand back into eastern and southeastern Oklahoma, at least some abnormally dry conditions. Now, one thing that's switched up that we haven't seen in a long while, how about this? The panhandles of Oklahoma and Texas are drought-free. It's been a while since that happened, and even where there's still some severe, moderate to severe drought hanging on in western and southwestern Oklahoma, that is a far cry from where they've been drought-wise. So the worst drought in the state, unfortunately, is in our area. Now, we did see some good rains last night in a few spots. Now, these were the areas that missed the heavy rains last week. So Ottawa County, Delaware County, around Miami and Jay and Grove, 1.5 to 2 inches of rain. Very, very beneficial for you guys. Again, where you missed out last week, unfortunately, up into southeast Kansas, around Bartlesville, Copan, Osage County, you didn't really have anything from this round, but there are more chances to come over the next 2 to 3 days. Those shower and storms were much spottier in coverage once they got into southeastern Oklahoma. It's back to the heat today. At least there's a breeze. If you're in the shade, that's the only saving grace right now. 90 degrees, a heat index of 104. Yuck at the lunchtime hour with dew points in the upper 70s. Again, that's the top end of the muggy meter where we don't want to be for another day. It is just absolutely sweltering sticky. Dew points 80 to 81. That is just absurd from a humidity standpoint. It's just really tough to deal with if you have to be outside this afternoon. That's what's pushing those heat index values sky high. Lots of sunshine now. There are a few clouds rolling in from the north and west, and normally that's a pretty minimal impact, and it will be minimal overall, but that may end up keeping temperatures north of Tulsa a couple degrees lower than everyone else today and provide a little bit of shade. So we'll just hope for that, because that's about all we can hope for on a day like today. Upper 90s for our highs, still 94 at 8 o'clock, still 87 at 10 o'clock, but that will be at the heat index still at about 100 at the 10 o'clock hour tonight here in the Tulsa metros. That's how slowly things are cooling down on this current little miniature heat wave we're under. So highs mid to upper 90s. We'll track the heat index for you hour by hour. Now through the late afternoon hours, again, those go sky high. Far northeastern counties where you had the rain this morning, you may have slightly lower numbers than everyone else today, but it'll still be very, very hot. Heat index could again exceed 115 in some locations. And look at 7 to 8 o'clock tonight, still extremely steamy. 10 o'clock tonight, still heat index in the 90s with a heat index around 100 in the Tulsa metro. Yeah, that's just not a great setup. Now, once again, late tonight, early tomorrow morning, the severe weather risk is very low, but not zero, because we will have more scattered storms developing. Late afternoon, as that little cloud deck to our north rolls in, there might actually be a couple showers or two right under that cloud deck. Wouldn't amount to a whole lot, but by this evening into tonight, more scattered storms developing. Now, it's a little difficult to pinpoint exactly where these storms will fire up. There's a lot of outflow boundaries left behind that any one of those could trigger storms. So there will more than likely be a couple different areas of scattered storms flaring up late overnight, early tomorrow morning across portions of southern Kansas and eastern Oklahoma. Some will still miss out, but 1 or 2 of these in the overnight, early morning hours could have some hail or strong wind threats. Once again, by mid-morning tomorrow, it mostly fades away, and then we're back to the heat and humidity tomorrow afternoon. But there will be an additional opportunity for storms, especially Friday night and Saturday morning. That time window right there is when we could see some strong to severe thunderstorm threats. So 7-day planner, the heat continues, especially today and tomorrow will be extremely sweltering. Storm chances late tonight, tomorrow morning. Friday night and Saturday morning, those could be strong to severe. And then there's that weak cold front coming in for the weekend. I know it's not much, but it knocks our temperatures back to the low 90s Saturday and Sunday. We'll take it because we crank things right back up near the triple digits next week.